left to right on the bottom.
Yeah, we're just going straight across the bottom. 2 and Spider Queen will be our next map, and it is a Gen.G pick. So we'll see if they are able to take that one down. Nice to see that now they are back to picking first.
I think this Spider, TOD, and maybe Cursed. Tyrande has a little bit higher of a position because of Sentinels and how it works. You can just cancel the casting, maybe on the Dragon Shire a little bit as well.
And Blackguard Bay, when eventually that comes back in. We were talking about that.
Oh, when Garden comes back, when you have to cast.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've never had these thoughts before in HGC. Maybe one day. Anyway, it is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen as our next map. Now, if we're following the HGC Korea meta, the camera actually comes back to us at this point.
Well, it seems like with this long of a music, maybe it will. We get to see our beautiful faces once again.
I'm working on my HGC meta, and I think I got it down. This is like you predicting the draft. Oh, I was so close.
You are wrong.
I'll leave the predicting things up to you, GLuck.
Hanzo, Genji, Maiev.
Stop it, GLuck. You're too good. How do you know? Okay,
Garrosh.
Nice one. You slid it in right under the buzzer there.
Nice. See?
Okay. Well, wow. They banned Genji? Say it ain't so. All right. So there's the Genji ban. Of course, probably going to be seeing maybe a Maiev ban at this point.
Maiev from Gen.G. That's what I think is going to happen.
This is where they shatter the second ban, right? Because that's the way that we're... That's only for the first game. Diablo ban, okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, on this map, lots of walls. Lots and lots of walls.
Many, in fact.
When you try to escape, once you're stuck, you're gone.
And there is the Maiev ban.
Yeah,
so
from Gen.G.
Makes a lot of sense. Of course, they did get to choose the map, and so now GLuck will get a chance to take the first hero. You know, I look at the way a lot of other games go, and Hanzo does seem to be kind of the first pick flavor of the month.
Yeah.
Watch them do an exactly mirrored build to Gen.G.
Not just that Hanzo was really strong from Rich on this map, especially post 16. Really easy to grab the camps, the bottom neutral one, and the boss together. And once you start to fight in the snow, choke point scatter do a lot for you. So definitely, Hanzo has stepped down a little bit compared to before, but still top tier material. They grab onto it. And Tyrande. Okay, first time from Gen.G, first time from Sake is what we're going to see.
Can't wait to watch this. I mean, obviously, you know, Tyrande is still very new. Players are still kind of figuring out how to bring her back in this current meta. But if anyone can do it, Sake and Gen.G definitely what I want to see for the way that we expect to see that. And you'll notice that immediately they also draft a new Barak, who is going to function as kind of that follow-up CC. And I would expect to see more crowd control come out from Gen.G, but I'll leave the predictions up to you, GLuck.
Johanna banned last time, not mostly from the last game. I think this is mostly from the wave clear, and also hinting that they're going to pick something like the Rainer or even a Tychus if the tanks are really solid, like Moradin pick up later on as a flex pick. I think they're thinking about the blind a lot. Jaina, not a bad one. Of course, you do want to target the previous one to change it up a little bit. But they can still bring out Li Ming. There's a lot of choices within the range.
Leoric coming through, not necessarily what I would have, thought of for the first choice there, but I think the Phoenix definitely makes a lot of sense. What do you think they went with the Leoric specifically at this point in the draft?
It's really easy to make rotations and to catch people with the Entomb, but if you see the three, except for Blaze, you don't really, everything else can just go over the wall.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. But if it goes really long, okay, that's a little funky of a draft with Tyrael to finalize. We haven't seen Tyrael for a long time in Korea.
Yeah. Also, my man Deckard's a little lonely out there. Definitely high priority usually. Maybe not specifically here, but still kind of strange. And there's the last pick on Rainer, and I think it is very strong here.
Also peels pretty well as a Leoric. You can just Wraith Walk pretty easily and go have some secret turn-ins and walk out. think that's what they're looking for. Also, wave clear. They do have Phoenix as well. So Gen.G holding a pretty good wave clear. GLuck, they have Junkrat plus Hanzo. And Blaze for the sustain. I think they have much better of a draft for Game 2.
Certainly very different. Rip the Kel'Thuzad dream. Only get a chance to see that once. But it has been a day for very new picks. I'm excited to see what Tyrande looks like in the hands of the best team in the world. I said it. I think they make a very strong argument for that. We'll see if it does come true. Of course, we do have playoffs and Crucible coming up, GLuck, so we'll get a chance to find out. And that's something that is on the minds of both of these teams, of course.
Moment of silence with the dead. The Walking Dead.
That's true. I love that our observer highlights all of the subtle map artifacts before we get things started. Either that or he'll zoom in on that Murloc Diablo skin. Just the most hideous thing I've ever seen.
We'll see Gen.G on blue, GLuck on the right in the red. We'll start fresh. Even that first game was a stomp.
Didn't happen. Moving on. 92% win rate versus 20%. That certainly does tell a story.
What usually happens on this battleground for each team. But Kyocha, I'm not a big Kyocha's Leoric fan. We'll see.
I was wondering, but yeah, look at the change CC on MSG, really locking him down. But the turnaround jet propulsion actually locks Kyocha down and forces him to walk away. And so now, I mean, all said and done, that is actually a very even way to kind of slug it out. But in the end, nothing really too material comes out of that first fight. We're just going to get back to our lane assignments.
That's going to be the assignment that you want to finish when you get home, not the one you want to do when you wake up before school.
That's right.
Because you want to start early, especially GLuck. If you have this team comp, and when you do not have a sanctification, let's see if they actually think about judgment. But let's just pass that aside. When they have sanctification, they can probably have one in the safe. But with the Kerosene, this is a very funky draft. Unless they maybe
Overlord almost getting Sentinel sniped.
With the Kerosene, unless it is the Palm to save their back line, which I don't think they need because they have Blaze already. 7-sided, what can they really pair up with? Great Mind to isolate one only, which can continue, which can pair up with 7-sided. But I think it works a lot better actually with the Judgment. They have to really lock one down and take that out and have 45. If that's the line of thinking, I do kind of follow the draft. If that's not, I don't know exactly why that Kerosene is in here. They have a lot of poke, maybe to get the kill catch, but Tyrael doesn't really follow exactly. So we'll have to see what Roxer does post level 10.
Kyocha will be pretty safe there as KCB kind of walks on by for moral support just to join Myson down bottom as they take the neutral camp. I mean, they will be able to take that one out, but I don't know. It's a little. There's a little bit more going on, right? The rotations here from GLuck. I'm not exactly sure what's going to follow that up, and it looks like Tist narrowly almost caught up.
He does have a loop with the Beatles. Yeah, with Raynor Tyrande, you do have to be careful a lot for that mine if you get tossed over the wall. Yeah. There's no Garrosh anymore.
Yeah, that is certainly true. It would definitely be a lot of damage to worry about, so be careful. Wall is down, and there is the mine, but not really putting Tistin too vulnerable.
He has a butter charge as well, not even used. And
ooh, Roxer.
That's a wall open straight up in their face. That doesn't usually happen as much. But because, not just because of the wave clear, but how they were sustaining, soaking up those grenades from Junkrat so much, Rich was able to do a lot. He does have the warp.
Yeah, KCB actually the one to kind of continue the fight. Rich getting hit by the arrows, really taken low. So now without a shield, he's going to be forced to need as much healing as possible. Now finally does get that regen started. And there's actually Tist burrowing in.
There's a chain. Mice is the first one. First blood into this game. KCB needs someone to dash, or he doesn't have it. He doesn't even have the stacks.
Nice save, Overlord. He will keep him alive, but man, Hanzo getting taken out again. Same story as in game number 1. GLuck giving up that first blood.
Second blood now. Ethereal. getting the trade out of there. But I was worried about Kyocha because when he goes on Leoric or some other heroes like Artanis, he does go down in that lane a few times. But with this much pressure from the other lane, he's having a good time down there.
Yeah, and hey, you know, it's always possible to just kind of come back a little bit ahead of schedule. Of course, you respawn out on the map, so maybe that'll help you get back to the fight a little bit faster. But I don't know. I'm still seeing worrying trends here from GLuck, Bison specifically. Like, gotta watch out for that. He's just been such a weak point, and Gen.G are targeting and exploiting that every chance they get.
Reset comes flanking in from side. The middle one's pushing already. Get a good toss, and Rich warps in. Okay, they wanted to kill onto Bison, but instead Roxor will be the one getting caught.
Yeah, he'll get a little bit of value off this trade, but I mean, at what cost, right? He's still dead. This is still a dead fort. And in the meantime, you know, what are GLuck going to do to, you know, come back from this? I mean, the answer is not a lot. Wait. Okay, that was they very dead Hanzo.
Very good dash away. That was going to be a kill secured if the player landed on Karazim.
Yeah.
So the first set of Wave Beaver is getting 2 forts and possibly the third one as they're making their way down, clearing the extra wave as Leoric is already all the way up there. This is quite a big level gap already. And
yeah.
Planet Cracker with the Entomb is what they are thinking.
I want to see it. There's so many kind of like cool dream combos that can work out here. But I don't know, really, what is standing in Gen.G's way? It feels like they're on autopilot mode. The same thing as in game number 1. They just walk up, they take one fort, another one, and another one. I mean, this is...
Planet Cracker, is it coming?
There's the knockout. Look at that chain CC. Rocks are just... I mean, he is going to escape, but at what cost, right? Oh, Reset trying to even things up there. KCB gets in, wants more, but can't really find it. Overlord's too low to really commit too much to that fight.
He thought he had the palm or the 7-sided, but yeah, he does not. Oh, Blaze when he's trapped out, man.
I mean, he had Pyromania there to try to, you know, keep himself a little bit healthier, but I mean, MSG, not long for this world, for sure.
He has 21. He's got all the gems. He's the keeper.
Maybe they'll let him turn them in before they take him out.
Where's the bank? You gotta find the bank if you want to turn it in. Can't find no bank here.
MSG, take it out. And that's going to be, I guess, the majority of GLuck's gems for the most part. He's on a single member. Wow. So a big setback there for GLuck. They not only lose their solo laner, but they're also going to lose a ton of gems and now are at risk of having double Web Weaver waves against them.
Oh man, Rapid, we knew what was going to happen in this matchup, but this is quite hard. Hyperion, they want to get maximum value onto their pushing because they were able to push so far already. I think they just want to go all the way in.
Yeah, Yamato Cannon's pretty good at nuking things down.
Yeah, the big battle cruiser we only see shadow of all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of like the dragon from Cleansing Flame, you know? You only get to see the shadow, but we all know it's there.
The dragon feet. But the turn in, GLuck at the bottom they managed to turn in. They had enough before Blaze went down, but now they actually do not have. Oh, they do have enough now.
Just barely. Yes. So if they were able to turn in every gem that they had.
Yeah, but early game, still early game, but they lost all the fort, which means they have to be out there so much. So before you turn in, sometimes you have to release all the pressure, wave pressure.
Yeah.
But that requires a lot of macro and lots of wave clear.
I mean, macro is just kind of what, it's like Tiggers and bouncing. It's what Gen.G does best.
So it makes it really hard. Even the Planet Cracker can sometimes be used to destroy all the waves.
I mean, that's one way to push things out. I mean, obviously, it's not the optimal.
Yeah, look at that, Gen.G waiting for that 13 mark, and then they're going to pop everything else. They were about to, but waiting for a second before it goes to 13. There's the mark.
Any second now, just waiting for a few little minions. There's Bunker actually forced out ahead of schedule. The second Dragon Strike of the game. Planet Cracker coming through. Actually, a lot of damage being done because of it. But is Gen.G in a good spot here? Kyocha very low, and so is Sake to the back.
No escaping to full MSG and Roxor as well.
Oh, Reset.
Karazim is cocooned. Not even close.
And 3, 2, 1, GG. Good night. Karazim's out of there, and so is the first keep of the game. Of course, the top keep might just go down to the Web Weaver wave. Overlord's going to be there to try to stop it, but this is just rotation.
That was actually a very coordinated one from GLuck. They had a pretty nice sync when Gen.G wanted to die.
Yeah.
And Riptire, there's the level difference. I think that stopped GLuck from getting a few more kills. I think it was actually possible, but because of the level gap, less damage, and it was really tough. But a very good team fight from what we've seen so far.
Right, I believed for a second there, GLuck. There's GLuck, GLuck, and Gen.G, so too many G's for me to keep track of.
Yeah, and Gen.G's the best one.
Oh, second. Either way, Bunker is going to come down here. MSG just really seems like he wants to drop that ahead of schedule, and now he doesn't have it to save them from that at 2, and they're just going to get locked down and literally entombed there. KCB, very agile, but is he going to make it out of this one alive? I'm waiting for the Sentinel Snipe. Not going to pick him up there. It is going to be a death for Overlord. Maybe Rockstar if they want to finish it. But the core just looks like the best thing in Gen.G's sight.
Yep, putting down the shield. They're going for that core. 4 levels apart. Rich may go down. He does. He did go a little too far, I would say. And we are still early game. The core does a lot of damage. Focusing on the Rockstar again. There's this Sanctification to buy time. Dragon Strike not really doing too much. But there goes in MSG. But Reset is alive. And even Rainer. Spray some pepper. Let's do it.
Hey, I think the pepper's pretty spicy, but not enough to keep Gen.G fighting a losing fight. So they do know when it's time to go. And especially for Kyocha, yeah, he is just going to walk out of there.
Mission complete from GLuck.
Yeah,
they got a kill, and it was
it.
Rich. Mission complete.
Who else would it have been, GLuck? You had to pick one member of Gen.G. Who gets caught out?
Rich.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
everyone in chat knows that. Too.
Yeah.
Everyone watching.
But
they managed to get the keep. But here's the real end of the story, and we know where this is heading.
Oh, nice 7-sided to avoid the follow-up CC. But yeah, still, it's just you have to pop your ult just to survive. Don't spoil the end of the story for us, GLuck.
We'll see what happens.
Gen.G want to make this the most
Planet
boring.
Cracker combo!
Oh!
I said blown up. Hanzo, no escape.
Oh, it looks so good when they do it. There's the cocoon, maybe a little bit mistimed, the anti-synergy. But still, oh, that just looks so beautiful.
You do have the Ninja Assassin, but when you do not have the takedowns, and you cannot hit all the skill shots, you cannot get the cooltime back onto natural agility, it's really hard. There's a Riptire, but they have all the members back here.
Oh, look at that 7-sided! What? Is this the turnaround? Are GLuck the best when they are under the most pressure, GLuck?
We'll see. They did some damage to the core. Dragon Strike, I don't know where that's going.
That'll show up in another game.
See you in Hanamura.
It'll come in just randomly. So Gen.G on the mass retreat. Oh, look at that mine. Concussive does kill Rich there in the end with a follow-up, and Gen.G is GLuck channeling their inner miracle, GLuck?
Maybe. But okay, still Gen.G holds the lead. That's how far they were into this game. Even after 2 missed core calls, which I think was okay, but they ended up overextending this, positioning wherever they wanted to be. And GLuck actually focusing really well right now. They hold a lot more, and this is a time where they have some wave open, pressure open on top, so that's getting clear, but they would love to turn some in at the bottom.
I like to think of GLuck as like Tiny Tim. He walks up with his empty pot of gruel and he's like, "Please, sir, can I have another kill, please?" And Rich is just like the really nice guy, so he's like, "Oh, all right." So they get another one. They had one perfect game, and now they want to make this one a little bit closer. Man, this is just it was looking rough for GLuck up until that point, and then Gen.G just kind of ran in. They get randomly comboed, and GLuck chases them out and gets the follow-up kills. So.
But they get out from the desperate situation, but they instead to camp at the bottom before turning in. So, and Gen.G in the midst of time, They were getting all the wave clear done, so GLuck is moving further away from turning their own. They hit 16, now they're closer. Same talent, closer onto level. Will be 18, so 2 levels apart very soon.
I think it might be more pretty soon as well. GLuck going for the optimistic turn in. They, of course, are not going to get that as Kyocha stops them. And now the rest of Gen.G rotating up. And I think this is a setup where they can have a lot more success.
Junkrat is at the bottom, looking for that Riptire potential. Bunker is already out, so... And MSG is trying to sustain himself.
Yeah.
MSG is Asgard, by the way.
That
He's
is
just having
true.
that as well.
A little bit of a different name. We all know who the artist formerly known as Asgard is. Cocoon does go out and catches Karazim. Will they be able to burst him before he's able to jump away? Look at that chain CC, the 7-sided just to try to desperately save. Dragon Strike to zone out, but look at another very successful Planet Cracker. Even if it's just to split up the fight, it does certainly knock GLuck away and force them into a kind of scattered retreat here. Can Gen.G pick them off?
Nice Sentinel by Sake to get a pair-up kill with that CC from Anubarak. Sake was a mage player for the team. So there you have it. That's going to be the core call. Where we were summoned right before the core. No keep, no wave.
And I think this time, especially with the Hyperion, Yamatoing down the core, it will finally fall, and Gen.G will finish what they started and take down GLuck once again.
2-0. 1 game away from closing the series. The final moments, not really coordinated. Bison having the natural agility, but Tyrael said, "Oh man, our Hanzo's trapped. I gotta press that R button." But Bison says, "Wait, I can just keep myself alive."
He couldn't.
That was
Spoiler.
a desperate sanctification.
Well, not the 20-0 score from game number 1, but still a very dominant win here for Gen.G. I feel like a lot of that game was Gen.G kind of losing rather than GLuck kind of winning that fight. To be fair, they did put themselves in a good position to turn that around, and it comboed with Gen.G being in a bad position at the end. But in the end, I think we all kind of knew that Gen.G would return to close things out.
Yeah, Junkrat in this case. On this map, there's a lot of wave clear. You can have a lot of pressure. Riptire pretty good, doing damage.
Yeah.
And they had Bunker. They brought Blaze this time, at least for the Rainer. So, not Rainer, Hanzo. Hanzo could have survived a little bit better, but against that Entomb, when they did not have their own escape, Planet Cracker boomed through. And
that one setup was just so beautiful. So either way, you guys can think about that and reminisce. While we take a quick commercial break, we'll be right back for game number 3 coming up in just a little bit.